Hi, today we're just going to do a quick little video about lithophanes because I think these are great little things to give out as gifts to people you like. Now, a lithophane, in case you don't know, is a 3D replication of a photograph. And what it does is it takes areas of darkness, high contrast darkness, and it makes it thicker in the plastic, and then areas that are lighter, it makes it thinner in the plastic. And what happens is when you put a light behind them, it recreates the photograph in black and white, obviously, but it's a really impressive effect. What I did is I created a base for a tealight, and you can put a little, and obviously you don't want to use real flame in this because it'll melt the plastic, but I use a little battery operated tealight, and at night this looks really pretty and it shines and it illuminates the picture. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. It's a really simple thing to do, and it's a great little gift you can give to people because it doesn't take much effort to create, and it produces an amazing effect. When they see it, they're like, whoa, how did you do that? So if you have a 3D printer, this is a nice little toy to do. So let me show you how I did it. So here's the website I used to create the actual lithophane, 3dp.rocks, and I have a link to that in the description. It's a very simple interface, and it's free, which is a nice bonus. You first need a picture, and it can be any picture. I'm using this one, a picture of my colleague Justin and I when we celebrated 25 years in the electronic media program. So, and it doesn't matter if it's black and white or color. All you do is you go to the Images tab, and then you drag your image in. And it usually puts it flat. Now what you want is you want this outer curve in order to work with the base that I created. So just click outer curve, and then you go over to the refresh tab on the left, hit refresh, and voila. And there are a couple little settings that are good to use. So if you go to the model settings, you have the maximum size at 100 millimeters, and that's a good size that will fit nicely onto the base I created. The thickness should be about 3 millimeters, that's a default. And the border, which is usually off, you should set for 3, and that creates a much cleaner look to the lithophane when you print it out. And then in the image settings, you want to make sure you have a positive image. By default, it usually will choose a negative image, so you want to make sure it's positive, otherwise you get a negative, which doesn't look great. And then once all that's set, all you do is just click download, and it will download it onto your computer wherever you've determined to download it. So once you have that piece, you can go to Thingiverse and download my base, and that I have a link to in the description as well. So open Blender and get rid of all the default pieces here, the light, the camera, and the block. And then all you got to do is go up to File, Import STL, which is what my base is, and you're going to import the base. I have this on my desktop for ease. It's tealight base, and you click it, import it, and it's going to be pretty big in Blender, so you zoom out a little bit. And there's the base. Then all you have to do is go back, do the same thing, import, but this time you're going to import your lithophane file that you just downloaded from 3D Rocks, and it will stick it right on top. It may not be perfect at first, but it's really easy to adjust. So in Blender, I can go to an overhead view, and then I can get my move tool, little crosshairs, and I can just move it onto the base. It seems a little big there, so I'm just going to hit S, and I'm going to scale it and make it a little bit smaller, and just shrink it down a little bit so that it fits. And there you go, done. So now if we go back and we look at it vertically, I'm just going to tweak it a little bit and move it. And there it is. Done. That quick. And then all you have to do is once you have it in place, you just go File, Export as STL, and you give it a new name, and then export it onto your computer. And then it's all set to bring into whatever slicer you have for your printer. Slice it, and then print it out, and you're done. It really is that simple. And it's a lot of fun. I've given away a lot of these, and I don't know anyone who hasn't been amazed by it. Where the magic happens is when people get this and they go, what the heck is this? And then you show them that when you take it and you put it up to a light, and that's when you get all the gasps and the amazement, because it really is a wonderful effect. And a little tea light in a darkness will shine that up really nice. So again, if you want a nice little gift to give someone, there you go. Lithophane, the gift that keeps on giving.